Welcome, wonderful people, to the Sunday rune and card reading. We are joined by this. I've picked some wonderful wild mints. The smell of it is just fantastic. And we are joined by these three gorgeous crystal hearts. And also, I notice, I don't know if you guys can see this, but coming in on the mint, we have this absolutely gorgeous little ladybug. I don't know if you can see her in there. I don't want to disturb her too much, and after the reading I will make sure that I put her outside very gently. We have the most beautiful rain outside at the moment as well. It's so cleansing, absolutely magical energy that's around us right now as I'm doing this reading. So the three hearts that will be guiding our reading today, the first is Agate, the second is Tiger Eye, and the third is Turquoise Howlet. For those of you that are new to my readings and don't know about this, each week I'm always guided to some crystals or some herbs, some extra energy that adds a flavour to each of the pick a card readings that we do. And I have started creating these handouts. If you look in the information box below, you'll find a sign up list. I send out an email literally just once a week with this information. I also send out information in the same email to do with any of the webinars that I'm doing. And thank you so much to those of you who joined us yesterday for the free live webinar where we were looking at and exploring the meanings of the court cards in readings and how to use them very specifically on their own and mix in with other cards and other oracle cards. Really wonderful time that we had. So thank you so much to those of you who joined, and if you're interested in that webinar or any of the others, the link is in the information box below. So anyway, I'm not going to talk too much. You guys can tune into anything that's in the information box below, but if you want to download the handouts, if you join that email list, it will automatically take you to a page where you can access all of the PDFs. So, wonderful people, reading number one, Agate. Now, Agate is said to be one of the greatest stones for rebalancing and realigning ourselves, mind, body, emotions, spirit. It literally cleanses us from the inside out. It's a really magical energy to find or to use, to carry if you're feeling knocked off balance or a little bit wobbly. I sort of feel when I carry this, it's as though I kind of get realigned from the inside out. It literally stretches into your aura. I always find it's really interesting when I carry this, people seem to notice. It's almost like I'm radiating some sense in my aura of well-being. So that's the energy that is guiding us in reading number one. Reading number two, we have this wonderful Tiger Eye heart. Now, Tiger Eye is known as a stone of protection. It's actually said to bring good luck to the wearer. For me, I find it seems to really enhance my sense of inner strength, courage, helps me to really keep a clear mind. If I'm going into a meeting or doing any kind of webinar where maybe I'm feeling a little bit nervous about it, this is the stone that I would take with me. It's actually said to enhance strong willpower and increase motivation. So really helpful. Also really helpful, I think, if you find that you struggle with procrastination. You know, Tiger Eye, very good energy to carry with you. And lastly, in reading number three, we have Turquoise Howlet. Now, Howlet is said to lower anxiety and to bring a sense of profound emotional calm. It's known as an attunement stone, so it literally allows us and helps us to connect to higher levels of consciousness, to our higher knowing, our inner, deeper knowing. I have known people use it when they're struggling with what I would call those repetitive thinking patterns that slow us down and get in the way, when they stop us from sleeping. I mean, again, I've known people use this if they are struggling to sleep. Not only does it slow them down enough or slow down the mind enough to bring about a calm and peaceful sleep, but because of its attunement to higher levels of consciousness, they often find they get really insightful dreams when they sleep with this under their pillow. So, you know, it's a very powerful little heart, very powerful little stone. So, wonderful people, that's the energy surrounding the three readings. I am now going to move forwards and draw the cards. For any of you who just already know which of the readings you're tuning into, sometimes it's more than one, the timings are in the information box below. You can fast forward to any of the readings that are speaking to you if you don't wish to sit with me while I draw the cards and indeed the runes. So the first pack I'm going to draw from today, it's a tarot pack, leaping out, and this is the Aleister Crowley Mirror of the Soul pack. It's known as the Thoth pack. This is actually, I'm very privileged to own, ooh, wow, a first edition. The cards are very, very alive today, really leaping out. Okay, we are going to use those 3 cards, one for each of the readings. I'm then also going to cut, and I'm going to draw 2 others for each. But I'm going to do it this way, successionally. That's what I'm really hearing. I don't know if you guys can hear. I don't know if it's loud enough, but there is the most wonderful sound of the rain outside. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's so peaceful, it's untrue. There's really lovely, peaceful energy here today. I'm now going to draw an astrology card from one of the astrology packs. Indeed, I think we're going to use 2 for each of these readings. As I'm actually drawing the cards and shuffling, you may find yourself really drawn to any of these readings. You may find yourself drawn to more than one, and there will be a moment in the video when you can just pause and really tune in with your intuition. I know for many people they really, oops, cards are leaping out. They already know which one they're speaking, that is really speaking to them as we're actually shuffling and drawing the cards. It's funny, there's a very peaceful energy, and yet there is an underlying sort of energetic that is really very lively, quite electric actually. That's what I want to voice here as I'm sitting here. I don't know what you guys are experiencing as you're tuning in with these. Okay, so those are our cards, and I'm now going to tune into the runes. Reading number 1 will have 3. And the same for each. Okay, so wonderful, wonderful people. Let us spend a moment and pause. So this is our moment of pausing, sitting with our intuition. You may find that one reading particularly, or one of the stones, one of the hearts spoke to you. You may have really tuned into a particular reading as we were drawing the cards. Or indeed, you may find that more than one is speaking to you. If that is the case, move forwards to any. The timings, as I said a moment ago, are in the information box below, so you can check in with any or all that are speaking to you. Wonderful, wonderful people. Please do not forget, if you're new to the channel and you'd like to be in the running to win a pack of the first edition signed and numbered Art of Manifestation Oracle cards, and indeed be in the running to win potentially a free private reading as well. And also I'm going to be giving away some crystals. We're going to have a big giveaway at the end of August actually. So guys, if you want to be in the running for that, do make sure you join the email list below. There are actually 2. One is to receive the handouts, the PDF handouts from these readings and webinars. The other is to actually just be on that list for the draw. Once you're on it, you're on it ongoing. You will need to subscribe as well and put in your subscriber name. So wonderful, wonderful people, thank you so much for joining me. So much love to you, and I will see you in whichever reading is speaking to you. Namaste. Welcome to reading number 1 with this beautiful agate heart, giving us an overriding energy, one of the greatest stones ever for rebalancing, literally coming from the inside out and reaching out into our aura, mind, body, soul, emotion. Let's look at our runes first of all. Now our first rune is the rune of protection. Our second is the rune of the warrior. And our third is the rune of partnership. Okay, now this rune of partnership speaks of, well, of partnership, of relationship. It's a one-on-one relationship, and it can connect to a relationship that is, it could be a business partnership, or it could be an intimate partnership, it could be a friendship. But however we are looking at this, this is a one-on-one relationship. The rune of protection, it's really interesting because both of these runes speak of a need to be managing our emotions, which is quite curious because remember, realigning, rebalancing, mind, body, spirit, emotion, helping to clarify our decisions, to keep a clear mind. There's always a sense of reassurance for me when I carry this stone. So there's something in this reading that is asking you to think about, you know, what constitutes right action? What is the direction you need or ought to be going in? I think there may be a decision to make. It connects in with relationship and partnership. But let's look at our cards. We have independence and course correct. Our two astrology cards are Scorpio, I transform, Aquarius, I know. And our tarot cards, we have the card of the Empress, we have the card of luxury, and we have the card of art. So first of all, the card of the Empress. Now this is a card of gestation, it's a card of motherhood, it's a card that suggests that something is in process. The card of luxury speaks of emotional fluency. So if a decision is needing to be made, it needs to be made on the basis, I would want you to be listening to your heart rather than any kind of thinking patterns that sometimes involve our ego, and sometimes that kind of stuff can actually get in the way of being able to think clearly. Yeah, I would, and this is really interesting because the card of art speaks of a need to be balanced, to really, really align yourself, again, mind, body, soul, spirit. Hence, I think the energy of agate here. Now, Aquarius, I know, and Scorpio, I transform, followed by independence and course correct. I'm going to tune in with the independence message first. Independence is a wonderful attribute, but if taken to an extreme, it can border on isolation. Sometimes if we have been hurt or let down or trapped in a codependent relationship, we lose faith in others and learn only to rely on ourselves. This card calls you to question this inner belief and to develop healthy, interdependent relationships with an equality of both giving and receiving. Followed by course correct. If an obstacle or diversion has interrupted your plans, this card is here to assure you that the delay is providential, bringing you an opportunity to pause and reassess in order to fine-tune your direction. Now, it seems to me that something is in the process of an emergence. It's connected to a one-on-one relationship. It could be an intimate relationship and it could be a business partnership. You are being called to, or invited. I don't think readings ever tell us what to do. I think they invite us, they give us an overview. You're being called to evaluate and to make sure you are balanced. In one way, you don't want to be emotionally reactive. You also don't want to be overthinking it to the point where you're, I don't know, almost going over and over something to the point where you can't see clearly. You're being asked to find that balance, that alignment. I really want to say listen to your heart. That's really coming through very, very strongly in this wonderful heart here, but literally listen to your heart. What does your heart suggest you do? What does your heart invite you to do? When you are tuned in with that, you will have a sense of knowing. And from that knowing, you will have the capacity for an act of transformation. It does connect to some potential, I want to say history, in terms of Relationship history, I think for some of you guys, there's a definite wobble around relationship. There's a wobble around commitment, or can you actually trust people? Are they going to be reliable? Will they let you down? And there's an anxiety around that, and it's kind of causing you to I think, not be able to see clearly. Trust your heart on this one. There does need to be some course correcting, and if something is slowing you down or something's interrupting, it's actually here with purpose. It's giving you the opportunity to realign and to rebalance. For anyone who has any agate, I would be wearing it, most definitely, even sleep with it under your pillow, because that's going to actually realign you and rebalance you so that you're able to make a decision accordingly. But you are potentially, I think, being asked to reach out, and I feel like you're being asked to learn to trust again. There's a lovely flavour of, I almost want to call it, innocence sitting around me. And I don't mean innocence with naivety. I mean the innocence born of a desire to step into a space of the rediscovery of trust. That's what I'm really hearing, and that is what's coming through. Just mindful, I'm not sure if all these cards are quite in camera. Let me move everything up so that you can see them clearly. You know, and there is another message coming through quite clearly here. It's to do with the pathway of the spiritual warrior. The pathway of the spiritual warrior is one where we understand that even if we have been hurt, we learn from that, we grow from that, we develop discernment. But it doesn't mean we never risk loving again. There's definitely a flavour of taking that risk, whether it is a business commitment where you trust that somebody will work with you, or it's a love relationship where you are stepping into a space of renewed trust. I think for some of you as well, it may be reopening the door within an existing relationship where something was either said or done that left you feeling very hurt or let down, and maybe there's an opportunity to rekindle something. So I think for some of you it's very new. For others it's just a new space of trusting that you might reach into into the opportunity for a new beginning within an existing relationship. But there is a need for something to be transformed and to be birthed in a way that is balanced, equal. There's definitely an energy of equality around, a refinding of trust within yourself. That's the kind of flavour here. It's a lovely, lovely reading, really, really is. And I'm just listening to this cleansing rain. It feels like the old is being washed away with an opportunity for the new being revealed. Wonderful, wonderful reading for reading number 1. Wonderful people, if you're new to my readings, don't forget, if you wish to be in the draw to win a pack of the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. That's the first signed and numbered edition, and indeed potentially for a free private reading, do check the information box below and join that particular list. And if you would like to download the handouts from these readings, that is the second list. There are basically 2 just below. Wonderful people, so much love to you. Namaste. Welcome to reading number 2, governed by the wonderful energy of Tiger Eye, a little stone of protection. It's said to bring good luck to the wearer, courage, motivation. Let's have a look at our runes. We have the rune of initiation. We have the rune of defense, which would suggest some kind of boundary issue around, and the rune of fertility. Now the rune of fertility, so initiation and fertility. Initiation, it's like a rite of passage. I'm hearing some boundary issues around. The rune of fertility requires completion of beginnings. Something needs to be wrapped up in order to create. It's like fertilizing the ground for your own deliverance. But it's interesting because the rune of fertility it's a fruit-bearing rune. It's a rune that is full of promise. Okay, so we have the card of uncertainty and a card of take action now. We have the card of Libra, I balance, and 12th house, the world. Let's have a look at our tarot. Swiftness, this is about clear communication. The Prince of Discs is about moving forwards, and the Magus is our powers of communication. This is very interesting because this, for me, it feels like a stone of assertiveness in this moment. Courage, assertiveness, motivation. You are needing to move something forwards. And for some of you, what is being called is actually a clear conversation, something that really says how it is. It doesn't need to be pushy, is what I'm, just gentle but solid, firm. That's the word, that's the flavour for me of this reading. Firmness. Libra, I balance, 12th house, the world. There is a lot of possibility here, but for some reason you're holding back. I'm not quite sure why you're holding back. That will be unique to you in your own individual circumstances, but something is holding you back. You are at this pivotal moment of initiation, of a door opening, of stepping into a space of creation and of making something happen. And actually this reading is suggesting the timing is right. It's very interesting because this little stone is also said to help to remove procrastination, and I do feel there's either some hesitation, some reticence in some way. I'm not sure why. The clear thinking, the clear conversation. For some of you, this is like having a conversation with yourself. I have regular site meetings with myself. I have to give myself little pep talks sometimes if I'm procrastinating or I'm putting something off or I'm delaying something. I have to have words with myself. For some of you, it's got that flavour around it. This is actually not a time to hold back. This is, you know, be firm, be clear, and yes, remain balanced. Whatever you are stepping into, whatever you're creating, whatever you are initiating, be thorough about it. Cross the T's, dot the I's, make sure you attend to the details. But the energy here is with you to birth something new, a new phase or a new something, new partnership, a new business venture, a new job, or a new, whatever it is, you're birthing something into the world. And the time is absolutely right. I don't think it's going to be full speed ahead, but it's going to be that, you know, slow, steady, gentle, step-by-step progress. The Prince of Discs is a wonderful energy in this pack because his energy is about moving forwards. It's the energy of creation. We can't hurry things into creation. We can't make something grow any quicker than it wants to, but we can provide it with the best possible conditions. If we are worrying a lot, then that is not energetically providing the best possible conditions, and we need to do so. Whatever you are birthing into the world, I really want to say the timing is right. I understand there's uncertainty around you. Now this card says, calm the noise within your mind, get still and meditate. If you're still uncertain, give yourself 4 hours and meditate again. If you're still unclear, wait for 4 days, and if necessary 4 weeks. The answer will come. I think if you balance yourself, I think you'll know the answer. And if I'm honest, I think you already do know the answer. That's what I'm really being shown. The answer is already sitting with you. It's more a degree of uncertainty that is giving you the wobble. It is the right time to take action. There is a clear and unequivocal message that action on your part is needed now. Manifestation is not simply a process of visioning in and dreaming about your desires. When an opportunity is offered to you, you must also take action. Pay attention to the signs and move forwards fearlessly. This is such a reading of validation. Again, if you are starting something and you're having a wobble, or you feel you need that courage to help you to move it forwards, carry some of this tiger eye with you if you're able to get some. I know I've spoken to some of you in some of the previous readings. I'm going to be starting to set up a little shop where I'm actually able to access some amazing crystals at very, very good prices. So I will be giving some of these away in August as well, I hope, all being well. So watch this space. But yeah, this is a reading of affirmation. The timing is right. You have real powers of communication available to you at the moment as well. Use your words wisely, including the words you use with yourself. Be firm with yourself, don't be critical. Don't tie yourself in knots or give yourself a hard time, because the timing is so right for you to literally be initiating this into the world. Don't hold back. This boundary issue is actually the you holding back in some way. This is fertility. This is a new beginning, a new opportunity. I don't think I can say any more except that the timing is so right for this. The uncertainty is completely natural, it's completely normal, whatever normal is. Get yourself balanced. Really listen to your internal dialogue and make sure it is in alignment with positivity and support for yourself. The world is opening up for you. And it's understandable to be uncertain, but truly the timing is right to take action. Wonderful people, I don't think there's anything more to say on this reading, only that if you're new to my readings and you wish to be in the draw to win a pack of these, it's actually a first edition signed and numbered pack of the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards, do add yourself to that list. The link is below in the information box, and likewise there are 2 email lists to join below if you wish, and there's no pressure either way. You would need to subscribe as well, wonderful people. Subscribe, join that list, and for the weekly readings, if you would like these handouts with the extra information about the little hearts, and indeed any of the information for any of the readings and webinars that I do, there's a second email list to join there. Wonderful, wonderful people, so much love to you. Namaste. Welcome to reading number 3, governed by this beautiful, beautiful turquoise howlite. So let us look at our runes. We have the rune of journey, which is interesting. This can sometimes indicate travel, but more often than not the journeying is within. We have the rune of signals in reverse. Now this suggests that you might miss something if you're not particularly careful. Notice synchronicities, signs, signals, unexpected events. Be aware that they are showing you signs. Otherwise there is an opportunity that you could miss, and this is the rune of the self. It's curious because the rune of journey invites us to journey inwards and to remove any obstacles to our own progress. I'm wondering if there is some kind of an inner block that is stopping you from being able to see some kind of an opportunity that you're needing for yourself right now. Leadership, you've done nothing wrong. We have the cards of North Node, Life's Purpose and Abundance. This is a powerful reading, guys, really powerful reading. We have Interference, we have Queen of Discs, and we have Ace of Cups. Okay, there is an interference around you. There's the energy of interference, and I think for some of you it is, I want to say it's something, it's the residue of something that's left behind from something. You've had an experience where something hasn't worked well and it's left you with some kind of an internal block, and that block is actually stopping you from being able to see the reality of where you are. You're actually on solid ground here. Now the Queen of Discs speaks of, I don't know if you can see, she's basically sitting on a large black pineapple. That's the gist of this card, the picture. But she's casting her eyes backwards and she's looking at a desert. She's travelled that desert. She's come through an arid phase in her life, but that is over, and she has the entitlement because she has learned. This is life's purpose. She's learned, she's gained. I mean, the gain fundamentally for her is her own learning. She's ready. She can actually sit in a solid position because she knows of herself. I think you guys have gone through something. You've been through a challenge, and it's left you with something that's clinging to you and leaving you feeling a little afraid. The energy is actually with you for a new start. For some of you, this is a new start in love. For others, it may just be a creative enterprise. But one way or the other, everything is with you for a new beginning. The past has been tough. I'm really being shown that. I'm literally seeing something akin to that desert leaning out behind you. You have been through a phase that has really tested you and pushed you, some of you really quite seriously, to your limits. But you've come through this, and I understand, and I'm being shown again, some of you are quite tired. But this is really the right time to move forwards. I think an opportunity may be being offered to you, and it may be that these runes are suggesting that you might miss that opportunity because you're tired, you're a little bit afraid of something going wrong again. Actually, you haven't done anything wrong. The stuff you've been through was not your fault, okay? This card is very clear. Whatever has taken place was out of your control and out of your hands. This card asks you to let go of any feelings of guilt or personal blame. This was not your fault. You've done nothing wrong. This is really, really clear. I'm feeling quite emotional, actually. This is really clear. Somebody really tried to hang something on you. And it's like, because you are sensitive, you've tried to get it right, and as a consequence, it's left you almost feeling as though things can't work for you. That is not the case. Now, this is a time to step up. We all lead by example. We have the card of leadership. Our words and actions present a role model to everyone that we come into contact with. Now, you haven't been presented with a good role model, but that does not define you. And I'm going to be really clear on that. That does not define you. This card asks you to take an ownership of your personal leadership qualities and to align your thoughts, words and actions with everything that you wish to see in the world. You have become a better person because of this. You are wiser. And yes, it was very, very tough. I really, really see that. But, you know, the interesting thing is, it's probably opened avenues for you to follow your life's purpose. You know, sometimes we have to go through some real crap, basically, in order to almost understand what that means. And we then take that into the world and we're able to help others. And you guys are really going through something, or you have been through something, but you are through it. What's left is this residue, and that's the bit that needs to be put down. This reading is inviting you to be confident. It's offering you the reward of abundance, and the Ace of Cups is all about new beginnings in both relationships and, as I said, maybe some creative avenue. The rune of journey says, journey inwards and remove any inner blocks that stop you from being able to receive and to progress. If you remove those blocks, I'm just going to shift the energy. Let's just sit with the reading as it is. If you journey inwards, you remove those blocks, you recognize that the past is genuinely history. I'm just going to move it slightly over there. It's history. Actually, what happens is that you then become available, instead of being cluttered, to receive the signs, signals that are being shown to you. And in turn, as those signs and signals are shown to you, and you step up because you know truly that you've done nothing wrong and you deserve, you know, be your own hero, heroine, step up, and in doing so, you create an entire new beginning for you as a self. This is part of your life's purpose, and as I said, adversity is tough, but my goodness me, it often brings us the life skills that we need to ultimately follow our life's purpose. And abundance awaits. There is new opportunity being shown to you here. Wonderful, wonderful people. I just want to say just huge, huge respect. I am really feeling the enormity of what you guys went through. As I said, I'm feeling quite emotional with it, and I can really tune in with that. But it is over. You have the right to sit and reflect on the past, and you have the right to step into a space of new beginning. You have done nothing wrong. I'm hearing that so clearly. It was not your fault. Wonderful people. So much love and respect to you. Now, just before I wrap up this reading, for anyone who is new, a little reminder, if you would like to be in the running to win either a pack of these first edition Art of Manifestation Oracle cards, it's a signed and numbered edition, and indeed be in the running to win a free private reading. And come August, I'm going to be actually giving away some crystals as well. Again, remember, this brings emotional calm to the wearer. Profound emotional calm, reduces and lowers anxiety, connects us to higher levels of consciousness, clears the way to receive guidance and information, signs, synchronicities, symbols. I have to say the energy of these little hearts have been so tuned into the readings this week, unbelievably so. But yes, come August I will hopefully be opening the A to Z of Emotional Health shop, where we will be selling some crystals as well. I'm also going to be giving some away, so if you want to be in that draw, do please enter that. There are 2 email lists below to add. One is the draw, and the other is to access the free PDF downloads for the readings that I do each week. So wonderful people, so much love to you. Namaste.